How to renovate a kitchen. Welcome to this episode of MTV, and today on Monsta TV I'm going to talk about kitchens and how you get the right tips on what to look for when you're renovating. Now, the heart of the house is often referred to as the kitchen. For those of you that are food lovers, whether you're buying it and getting it delivered home, or you actually love getting in there and cooking, or like me, you just like watching someone cook it in there and then you're getting the nibble on it and eat it. It's a great feast area, and it's a place where a lot of activity happens in a home. It's often where a lot of fun happens. There's discussion points, people mingle either the mornings, evenings, weekends. And these days, I think, with all the cooking shows and the way the culture is in the country with food and our health conscious ways of actually encouraging to eat right, we are spending more time in the kitchen. So kitchen, as we know, is one of the two biggest rooms in the home that are the most costliest, but they give you the best value. And how you design that area to renovate, where everyone gathers, and maximise that time, as well as if you're a food lover that actually likes cooking, this is the time to plan right and what to focus on when you're renovating. So, 3 things you need to look at when you are renovating a kitchen. Firstly, how does it work for you? Again, if you're a food lover but not a food cooking lover, you might design it differently than a food lover that loves cooking. And so that is where you need to check out what functions for you, what do you need. So do you need an island area for entertainment? So while you're cooking, you might have people on the other side that you're feeding, kids in the morning, like a breakfast bar. Do you need an adjoining area that's close by so you can keep an eye on the children? Or do you actually want the whole central part of the kitchen area to be not in the centre of the home, but instead of an open living area, part of an open living area, but more in a more private area that could be in a corner of a place or overlooking the backyard. So these are all the things that you need to understand firstly when you're renovating a kitchen. And what you could be stuck with a situation that you've got an existing kitchen, that's the space it is, you've got to go with that. But if you've got the luxury of actually positioning it in a new area, if it's an extension or an addition or whatever it might be doing, even with a new home situation, get all that part right. Know what it means for you, because if it's a room that you're going to spend a lot of time in, which most kitchens are, make sure it functions for you because it's a place you want to be where you spend time. The next part of this, when you're renovating a kitchen, and often overlooked, because everyone looks at the appliances and what they want in terms of tapware and benchware, but it's about storage. And again, what do you need for the storage for you? Now, some people go overboard and they end up putting that much storage they could actually create a commercial kitchen. Unless you've got Jamie Oliver and the likes coming over and Nigella doing a bit of work at home, don't go there and develop something that's for a MasterChef episode. Get it for what you need. But at the same time, don't create storage that's not going to function for what you want. You don't want to be having pots and pans and cupboards in other rooms of the home where you actually want it to be where you need it to be. So you need to look at things like, do you have slimline pull-out larders, deep pan drawers, the extra storage on islands, maybe overhanging space as well. Be clever with the available space, and that's where you might get that right with the design phase, but don't underestimate it, and don't think a pantry is going to be the extra space for your cookingware. Storage for pantry is often more your food items and your cooking items, but storage like plates, pots, pans, the functioning items, those are your food lovers, and those are the great food servers but not the great cooks. Keep that in mind as well. The third one is the usability, okay? And people forget the flow between the basic elements in a kitchen, like a fridge, a sink, a stove, and they will help you be organised, particularly if you are active in the kitchen. You don't want to be walking from one side of the kitchen to another side. You want it to flow along, because when you've got that flow right, if things are in the right spaces, it encourages you to do it more and you enjoy being in that space. At the same time, if it's too close and too cluttered, you actually feel like you're on top of each other and you don't want to even be there, and that's just as bad as having it too far apart. So how you get the flowability of the major items in the kitchen will make the biggest impact on how much time you want to spend there, and for others to be there as well. It's a fun area, it's a place you want to be, and it's also easy to clean up, because like anything, when you're cooking, you create mess. And please don't tell me I'm the only one that does that in my home. So that is the reality of a kitchen. Don't get trapped on things like all the pretty tapware and the sexy bench tops and forget everyday living. Plan, and then plan some more, okay? Because when you get the renovation side done, these are major money pits. Sometimes people overspend just on a kitchen renovation more than they do on a whole extension. And it's virtually there, where they can go 20, 30, 50% over budget because they didn't plan it right. So when you're renovating a kitchen, get all that piece right from the start, understand what it is you want to make, get that storage piece there, and look at the flow of the activity you are going to have in the area when you're cooking or you're entertaining. And that helps you stay on budget and get delivered what you want. If you do need assistance in this area, we've got our specialist pros on the Monsta Go-To service, and many of them can give you advice on the kitchen renovation stages, whether it's from the planning stage or whether you're in the middle of it. So please, if you have any questions on that, come to the Monsta Pros on Go-To. We're here to help you. Any other questions on kitchen renos, throw them my way. Look forward to hearing from you, and any pictures you've got on any recent reno jobs with kitchens, we'd love to see them. Until the next episode of MTV, I'll see you then. Bon appetit.